What's going on, guys? TJ Guy Kicks 89 here, back with another DC shoe unboxing and review exclusively for you. Today we have got the John Shanahan Metric. So the Metric is obviously a new DC model for 2022-2023. It's basically they market it as being 100 times more skatable, durable. It has all of the bells and whistles that most top tier DC shoes come with, i.e. super rubber, super suede, you've got super stitch and all that. So they also say that on websites that super rubber and super suede and super stitch were also used in this shoe, except the difference between this and other Metrics is that it is a mashup between the Legacy OG and the Metric, and obviously it's John Shanahan's signature colorway. So the shoe is just a standard DC black box, and I believe this is most DC shoes just come with this. This is basically their team or just standard style box. But open up the shoe box and you get one of the best views ever. First thing that I want to note is that these shoes do not come with any spare laces, but the technology involved in the shoe should be able to help protect your laces from lace abrasion. So this is the John Shanahan Metric, Legacy Metric, if you want to call it that. This shoe is, like I said, a combination between the Metric upper with the Legacy bottom, as you can tell just right there, the ridges going up, and the little TPR shank plate in the middle. So the shoe is obviously designed exactly like a Metric S. I do not have a review of the Metric on my channel, unfortunately, because I actually would prefer to spend money on Lynxes instead. But for the front, you have this synthetic leather toe cap, double stitched all the way around, and right immediately underneath it you have this TPR layer, much like a fuse, on top of the blue mesh. And I believe this is for longevity. For when you get through this, basically you'll get through the underlying underlay, synthetic underlay. For the lace for the lacing area, you have this slightly creamish, and this is not aged, but this is how the shoe came with. So you have this slightly creamed lace area with a rubber logo on the top there with a DC slanted, exactly like how John Shanahan likes his. On the middle, you've got more of that mesh. This mesh is not breathable. Obviously, I cannot see light through it when I'm looking at it from the inside, but it helps with ventilation and keeps the weight down on a shoe. On the side, you've got, I think, this super suede, gray suede, making up the middle portion of the shoe with a slanted DC logo just right there. And I believe that most Metrics came with a straight logo instead of this slanted DC logo, which is what John Shanahan prefers, and it's also prevalent on his signature model as well. So going over to the back of the shoe, you have more of that suede, super suede, and also a pull tab with DC Shoe Company just right there embedded on the clear plastic. Now at the bottom of the suede, you have this reflective, same thing in the front, but this is not reflective. This is reflective part in the heel just right there, and it runs through the entire heel over onto the medial side, and whatever you get this side, you get on this side as well. Going up to the laces, you've got a oval white laces with nothing on the tips. These are nice and thick and round. They feel much like the original Jordan 11 rope laces actually, and these go through this I want to say it's kind of like a lynx stripe on the tongue, but obviously you don't get the DC Shoe Company logo. You get like these three gray stripes going over up to the rubberized DC logo, which I mentioned earlier. At the top, you get this nice little pull tab as of the back, and this is a nod exactly to the upper of the Legacy OGs from DC. And you have this diamond mesh style tongue, which reminds me a lot of like the Nike Sphere and the tongues on the Kobe 5s and Kobe 6s. Basically, they felt exactly like this when I first held them back in 2011. At the back of the tongue, you have the tongue tag, and you've got the gray, which is similar to the piping that you have, making up the white tongue. On the inside, you also have gray lining as well. And on the footbed, this is the only Shanahan branding that you have, but you can see DC Shoe Company, John Shanahan, and this was the logo that they used for the DC links that he came out with, and also this one, and I believe they use it for one of his pro models as well, one of his colorways of his pro models. Let's go over, before I mention that, the insole is not removable. It's really stuck well inside there, and I really don't want to risk removing it and tearing up the insoles. So let's go over to the midsole of the shoe, and before we get to that, I just want to mention how light this shoe is. I believe that's the combination of the mesh, the synthetic leather on the eye stays, and also at the toe cap here. But one interesting thing to note is that this shoe is a 3/4 cup sole style. So that means that you have this part coming after the torsion plate here is all rubber, including that runner style toe up onto this side. And for the heel portion, you have Phylon injected, I think it's molded injected Phylon, or basically just Phylon midsole, making up the back portion of the shoe, and this just basically helps with impact absorption. And I believe this is exactly the way that the DC Legacies were designed, and that's the reason why the shoe is super light. And unlike the DC Lynxes, which has a full cup sole, full rubber cup sole, and yeah, so this basically helps keep the weight down. At the heel of the shoe, you kind of get this gel logo, DC logo, just right there. That's obviously not an airbag, but it's kind of like a nod to how shoes were designed from back in the 90s and whatnot. What's interesting to note is that you have a stitching on the runner toe, so that obviously helps keep that front portion of the shoe intact when the glue starts to wear down over time. The TPR, so I don't know what this is called. I don't think this is glass. This is probably a glass based shank plate, and it runs through the entire mid foot part of the shoe, and that just helps with torsional rigidity to make sure that the shoe doesn't bend too much over at the arch or the midfoot part of the shoe. Now going over to the outsole, and this is one of the best looking outsoles ever. This is the Legacy OG outsole, and you've got the pill pattern in the front with some breakups, just to kind of add to the design. And you've got the DC Shoe Company logo over there on the middle part of the sole, and you get another jewel DC logo embedded on the heel just right there, with a slightly more interesting wave bone pattern, which I believe will wear down slowly over time. And this is interesting to see DC do this, because back then they were patenting this whole pill design for their soles, and would use it all over their soles. But it's nice to see that there's like some wave bone and also pill pattern going on the front. And what's interesting to note is that the pill pattern for these shoes are extremely deep, and that means that you just get a lot more wear out of these shoes. So with that being said, that wraps up the review of the John Shanahan Metric. I'm glad to get this on sale from DC Malaysia, and super proud to see of what John Shanahan has done with DC in terms of the Sabotage crew, sort of bringing the resurgence of the Lynx and the Kalis OGs and the Clockers and whatnot. Keep ripping. And this has been your boy TJ Got Kicks 89, another banger from DC. Not too late. They've always been in this skateboard game, and they never left, and I'm glad that they are always around. I will always keep supporting their products, except when they make ass product like the Volk shoes and whatnot. But this has been your boy TJ Got Kicks 89, the John Shanahan Metric S. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.